Hi, students. Welcome to Marketing 3336. This is Professor Ahern. We're going to be talking about today Chapter 17 from Principles of Marketing, Kotler and Armstrong. The title of this chapter is Digital, Online, Social Media, and Mobile Marketing. We'll be really focusing on the impact that digital has had on the marketing field and the way it's transformed the way that we execute our marketing within the field itself. So let's define directed digital marketing. Directed digital marketing involves engaging directly with carefully targeted individual customers and customer communities to both obtain an immediate response and build lasting customer relationships. So what we mean by that is a couple key terms here: engaging directly with carefully targeted customers and customer communities. What we mean by this is, through digital, we're able to be more precise in actually who we're exactly targeting because of the information that the web allows us to gather of the communities and individuals that we are targeting. So rather than have a general campaign, we can have a very targeted, refined campaign directed at certain individuals, particularly consumers or communities that are very high potential or within our target marketplace. So one of the key things that we also want to do is to build immediate response, which is to get reactions now. So part of it is to get people to act now on their purchases. But another thing that we do is by reminders and other types of messaging, we're able to build more of a lasting relationship with that community to update them and give them information about our brand and our products. So for many companies today, direct and digital marketing constitutes a complete model of what they're doing. I'm not sure how many of you have actually used Priceline before, but I, for instance, use Priceline quite a bit. So for those of you who've never used Priceline, what you do is, what Priceline does is it specializes in travel and travel industry related areas. And what it does is it allows you this feature called Name Your Own Price. You can book as a traditional travel agency did, but one of the sort of the smart or new ideas that they have is Name Your Own Price option. So to give you an example, if you're going to New York City for the weekend, there are a number of hotels that are going to be open in New York City on the weekend. So many of the hotels, instead of advertising widely discounted prices, will go to Priceline, have themselves advertised as a 4-star hotel, not giving the name of it, but allow you to bid on what you would pay for a 4-star hotel. If that price is accepted in your bid, you're booked at, say, that Marriott in downtown Manhattan, and you're given that room at that price. So that's the Name Your Own Price option. Have that for flights, hotel rooms, all types of travel forms, as well as resorts. So that's just a new and innovative method, but they use a complete digital model. They have no physical presence. It's all a digital model. And the company was developed through this digital format, and it's become widely successful off that. But we have so many different examples of this where companies use this direct and digital model to completely engage their entire business. We'll be talking about one in more of the business-to-business space in a little bit as well. But this is true both in B2C as well as the B2B space. We'll be talking about HubSpot, which is one of the leaders in B2B social media type marketing as well. So when we think about this rapid growth of direct and digital marketing, direct and digital marketing have become the fastest growing form of marketing. Although they're still one of the smaller forms of marketing in total, they are rapidly growing. So this area is rapidly developing, and people are spending a lot of time thinking about it because it allows for some very specific advantages. It continues to become more internet-based, and digital marketing is claimed as a surging share of the marketing spend and the sales spend. So if we look at it, although it still constitutes a small portion of the marketing budget, it's growing rapidly, and we would expect that it constitutes a significant budget in 5 to 10 years from now as people continue to refine the strategies and mechanisms by which they contact customers. So when we think about some of the benefits of direct and digital to buyers, one is convenience. I can just go right on the internet, shop and buy. You know, in fact, we saw COVID accelerate the value of this online digital presence. Companies like Amazon surged like crazy during during the COVID crisis. We also see companies throughout Asia as well, and Europe surging through the crisis as well, particularly with the digital presence. They're ready to access many products almost immediately, access competitive information on companies and products. You can compare pricing, compare information across product categories. It allows you to interact and make immediate decisions on things rather than going to a store or somewhere else to be able to engage. So it's got some really specific advantages in the way digital marketing and digital engagement with customers really works. And so as we can see, people have become more and more familiar with this and are expecting to use it more often. In fact, in Asia, Alibaba really has done an excellent job of developing specific digital engagement strategies with certain communities to tailor their messaging to those particular communities as well. We also see that it builds customer relationships. And so what happens is by constantly getting out there and sending messages and reminding people and giving them information and updates about the products. I'll give you an example. Many of you might have Keurig coffee machines or Nespresso coffee machines. You constantly, if you are part of those groups and ordering their pods and ordering their coffees, you'll get reminders about new coffees coming out, new things available, community updates, things like this, which get you to fit into that community, get information, and feel tied into the brand itself. It's low cost and efficient. So there's not a lot of cost to doing digital. So the barriers to entry are very low, as opposed to, for example, physical advertising or through the traditional media like television. It can be extremely expensive. Think about the cost of Super Bowl ads, for instance, millions of dollars for exposure. So the cost of exposure can be low. It's flexible. We can change it very rapidly. And we can get access to buyers that aren't really reachable through other channels. Many people avoid other channels, but through the internet are able to be reached specifically with advertising through that. So there are many advantages to digital. When we think about traditional versus digital, I think this is really important for us to understand the differences in what we're talking about of the forms of marketing that are traditional and digital. Both of these are used to build the relationship in the brand community. We want to use both presences in the marketplace, but we can see different values of it. If we look at the traditional, we have like our face-to-face salespeople that go out there and meet people. Our direct mail, we might actually mail catalogs or advertisements to people's houses. We have people ordering from catalogs that they physically get. I know this is reducing significantly, but if any of you have ordered from some companies, they still will sell or send advertisements or catalogs to your house that you can flip through to make decisions from. Tends to be older marketplace or older segments of the market that respond to this, but it's still out there. The telemarketing, still doing telephone calling and selling. Direct response TV marketing. We can look at the shopping channels, for instance, that are still working efficiently and actually represent a significant portion of some markets. And then what we call Kuzik marketing, which is really in stores presence and marketing to be able to get people's attention and draw people in. But these are more traditional marketing forms. But if we go down to the digital and social media marketing, we have our online marketing, which is websites, online advertising, email, online videos, blogs, social media marketing, mobile marketing, a lot of the stuff that you all probably engage with or younger crowds are tending to engage with. So you can see why this digital and social media marketing is making a surge. Think about the type of marketing that your parents engage in or your older relatives and versus yourself, and think about the differences in contrast in the way people process or make decisions about products in the marketplace. So when we think about the marketing, internet, and the digital age, we talk about what we call multi-channel marketing. It involves marketing both through stores as well as offline channels, through digital, online, social media, mobile channels. The really interesting thing about this is we had stores like the Nike store, Staples, all these different stores would have a physical presence. And what we would see is that, and this is like 10 years ago, they would get very frustrated that people would go into the store, bring their phone, and then shop for prices of their products when they're trying on shoes, for example. They'd say, oh, should we buy it here in the store or should we buy it online? So they've spent the time of the clerk trying on the shoe or the staff trying on shoes and testing it, but then they just purchase it online. So what happened at the store? But one of the things that they've done research on and actually found is that combination of the physical as well as the digital makes for an optimal situation, particularly with haptic related goods. What we mean by haptic are things that we want to feel and touch: clothing, shoes, a computer, things that we want to engage with. People want to physically interact with these products before they make the purchase. They don't trust them as much just ordering it purely online. Even though there's many companies have done these order return guarantees, it's time consuming. It can be frustrating to get an order, to send a lot of stuff back and get another order. So they like to be able to touch it, feel it, see it in place before they make the decision on many products. So those types of companies are still having large physical presences. In fact, there are many companies that were purely online who've now become physically present in major cities so that people can go see their products, touch them, things like this, so that we can engage in both mechanisms of a multi-channel, multi-strategy framework of engaging with customers. I want you to watch a little video that we have here. It's a really good video on describing what is digital marketing. And it describes all the forms of digital. It's a very short video. It's about 3.5 minutes, but it'll really do a good job of explaining what is state-of-the-art digital and how can digital be integrated into the way we market or campaign, and how can an individual learn and engage to be a digital marketer. So let's take a moment to watch this.
Meet Joey, a digital marketer. He works as the head of digital marketing for Amazon. But how did Joey get here? A few years ago, Joey began to see a large number of opportunities popping up in the field of digital marketing. To begin his entry into the field, he needed to understand what exactly digital marketing was and what was so great about it. First, Joey learned that digital marketing was a form of marketing through which you could advertise to people digitally. Digital marketing leveraged different channels like search engines, websites, social media platforms, emails, and mobile applications. It would give marketers the opportunity to interact with and understand their audience better, and to increase the trust in their brand. Digital marketing would also show marketers advertisements to people based on their actions and preferences on the internet, while being less expensive than traditional forms of advertising. After understanding the main concepts of digital marketing, Joey realized there was more to digital marketing than he initially thought. There were also many types of digital marketing. Types like content marketing, search engine optimization, pay-per-click, social media marketing, email marketing, and affiliate marketing. And once he understood those types, he set up a digital marketing campaign for his uncle's e-commerce website. Let's have a look at what he came up with. First, Joey created content like blogs, videos, infographics, and case studies so that he could generate audience interest in the brand's products or services. This was content marketing. Next, he needed his audience to actually see his content. The first step was to create content on specific search keywords that were relevant to the target audience. Joey would make optimizations on the website and have credible websites linking back to the content. And lo and behold, the website began ranking on the first page of the search results. By continuous optimizations, Joey would continue to improve the ranking and ultimately make the website rank at the first position. This was SEO, or search engine optimization, and Joey could do all of this without spending a single penny. He could also drive traffic to the website with advertisements. But for this, he would have to pay a certain fee each time the ads were clicked. He could have text ads that show up in search engine results, image ads and video ads that show up in websites, and much more. This was possible with the help of PPC, or pay-per-click. However, Joey wasn't done yet. To reach a larger audience, he needed to tap into social media platforms. He would use social media platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to advertise the brand's content. He would use these platforms to advertise the brand's products or services with posts, images, videos, and more to bring out the brand's story and engage with the brand's audience, who spend a lot of time on social media. Like PPC, he could use the platform to advertise the brand's products or services with text, image, and video ads, which needed to be paid for. That's social media marketing. Joey realized that a large amount of the audience weren't visiting the brand's website a second time. He needed to keep them engaged, nurture them, to make sure they purchased the product. For this, he would send them emails that helped them better understand the products they visited on the website and assist them in the buying process. He would also send emails to advertise his products or services to potential customers, that is, with email marketing. And finally, although Joey was able to grow the brand's funnel, he wanted more traffic from third-party websites. This could be achieved with affiliate marketing. Affiliates would promote the brand or product to their audiences for a fee with the help of email signups, registrations, conversions, subscriptions, etc. After setting all of this up, Joey had the hardest part of the process to get through, the wait. Now,
okay, so that gives you a pretty good idea of what the typical style of strategies are that are out there. I think it did a good job of explaining the different variants of digital marketing. And the final thing we want to talk about is public policies issues related to digital marketing. One of the big issues that we have with digital is the lack of regulatory process over the digital effects in digital marketing. One of the biggest challenges we have is irritation, or includes annoying or offending customers. Customers don't like to have information saturating their phones or their computers. A fairness include taking advantage of impulsive or less sophisticated buyers by pushing products at less sophisticated people. So how do we keep away from being unfair? Deception, or what we call heat merchants. Those are ones who write copy or mislead customers to try to get them to buy things but don't give returns for those. And then ultimately fraud, where it's just an outright things like identity theft or financial scams that happen through digital by asking for information. There's a lot of things that are challenging with digital that they're trying to work through. So hopefully they can work through these and come up with more security principles and ideas that allow us to leverage digital and use digital most effectively in the marketplace. I hope you had a good session and hope everyone's doing well.